All right, man, it's just not ending, okay? These are live pictures from Kilauea. This is a new eruption at the summit of that volcano. Here's a live look for all of you at home. Whatever you're doing, take a look at it. This is molten rock pumping out of this bad boy, and it's going in all directions. Residents are being warned. You got to get ready to leave with little or no notice. That's the quote. CNN national correspondent Scott McLean has the latest from Powhatan, and one of the problems for you in dealing with this is that people are still trying to live their lives. Tell us the story.
It's hell on earth in a place that's heaven to so many. In just a matter of hours, a virtually dormant fissure suddenly woke up, spewing fountains of lava down a molten stream, destroying everything in its way.
It's all a guessing game.
Bruce DeKell owns 2 properties on this piece of paradise. He may soon have just one.
We're ready to pretty much leave there in 10 minutes if we have to, and it's say goodbye to everything.
It shows me the power of God, the power of our earth.
Donna Mueller's home is just a few hundred yards from this molten sparkler, popping, groaning, and sometimes violently exploding.
Oh, wow. See what I mean?
At first, the constant earthquakes made it impossible to sleep.
Because I couldn't stand it anymore.
When this fissure opened up, it was impossible even to stay.
You can see it blew out this window, glass all over.
As the lava flow quickly approaches, her family has come to salvage her valuables and go. She's not taking much with her.
There's not much. I can walk away. It's stuff.
Just down the hill, Daryl Clinton is risking life and limb to protect 2 homes that belong to friends.
A lot of sentimental value, a lot of good family times.
As we spoke, his friend Mark was looking out for flying lava, and so were we. The yard is littered with fresh volcanic rock.
This lava bomb came and hit right here.
Giant lava bombs have broken windows, dented the water catchment pool, and taken out the septic tank. Even just getting from one home to the other is a life and death game of Frogger.
Look up and watch them. Keep your eye on them. It's almost like catching a football, but you don't want to catch this football.
Clinton has been a quick study on the different sounds of the fissure, the sounds he knows to ignore.
You're good, you're all safe.
And the ones that scream, take cover.
You might want to step back on this one.
Equipped with just a fire extinguisher and a garden hose, he's been spraying down the molten rocks that hit the house.
The insides, though, the ones that we're concerned about, these ones are the ones that catch the ceiling on fire.
It's man versus Mother Nature, in a match Daryl Clinton intends to win.
And this weekend, just a day after we shot that interview, Daryl Clinton ended up getting hit in the leg with a lava bomb the size of a bowling ball while he was standing on his back porch. Now, luckily, his ex-wife was there to take him to the hospital, and she said that the heat of that lava bomb was so intense that it seemed to cauterize the wound on his leg, keeping him from bleeding too much. It was also so hot that it started a fire on his porch that the neighbor actually had to put out. Now, Mother Nature undoubtedly scored a big blow here. Clinton will be off his feet for the next 6 weeks at least, but the 2 houses that he was protecting, they are still standing. So point for Daryl Clinton. Chris.
Oh my gosh, Scott, that is an incredible story. I mean, just what this one man fighting, Mother Nature thought that he could survive, and then what he did endure. That's incredible. Thank you very much for all of that reporting with all of those dramatic pictures behind you. Let's bring in Professor Kenneth Rubin. He's from the Department Chair of Geology and Geophysics at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Professor, I mean, look at this. Look at all of this is live, okay? All of these dramatic pictures and the audio that Scott just played for us. How dangerous is what's happening for Hawaiians today?
It's extremely dangerous, and it's an extremely dynamic situation. The locus of activity is moving from spot to spot. It's difficult when people's homes and livelihood are in the path of an erupting volcano, but this is dangerous business, and it would be best if people would stay out of harm's way by keeping a safe distance.
You say that the lava flow has really picked up in the last day and a half. So why is that happening? And is that the biggest danger, or is the biggest danger the acid gas that we keep hearing about?
There are 4 or 5 different dangers at the volcano, and it's difficult at any time to say which one is the most dangerous. The reason the supply of magma is picking up, we believe, is that in the subterranean area within the volcano, magma moves from one place to another. And during the early days of this eruption, an older sort of resident magma, something that had been sitting in the magma chamber for perhaps a half a century, was pushed out first. It's a little bit cooler, it's a little bit stickier, it didn't have as much gas in it. And as this newer magma is reaching the area, it's a bit like uncorking a bottle of champagne. There's a lot more gas streaming out that's helping the magma to come out with much more vigor. It's also a slightly different chemical composition, and we believe warmer, which makes it runnier. And this is contributing to the intensity of the eruption right now. Now, the hazards are many. There are hazards from the molten lava, obviously, and the bombs. There are hazards from the volcanic gases. There are 2 different kinds, the ones up at the fissure and the ones down at the ocean. And there are the hazards at the summit from the explosive eruptions.
And Professor, just help us understand, because we keep seeing these dramatic pictures day after day. Is this tapering off, or is it getting stronger?
It's difficult to say when it will taper off. Obviously, it will. It hasn't started to taper off yet. There are various signals that we can measure, earthquakes and deformation of the ground. So far, they tell us that the supply of magma to this area is roughly continuous. In 1955, there was an eruption in this exact area that lasted 86 days. It had its most intense period of time about 3 to 4 weeks in. So we could be in for the long haul. We just don't know. Time will tell.
So also this phenomenon of lays, okay? So it's not lava, it's lays, and this is what our full screen, how it explains it. When lava reaches the ocean, then it creates lays, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, made of hydrochloric acid gas, steam, and glass particles. Our Chad Myers was just talking about when this rains down on you. I mean, I think he was likening it to battery acid, and obviously it causes lung, eye, and skin irritation. So that sounds like a huge danger.
It is a huge danger. Interestingly enough, it's a danger that we're fairly familiar with. During the last 35 years of activity at the volcano, we've been having what we call an ocean entry, where lava flows into the sea for a little bit more than half of that time. And so this phenomena is it's fairly common. It's fairly well known. The vapors are, very noxious. They tend to be driven by the winds, and so as long as the winds are fairly stable and people stay upwind, there's not much hazard. But we don't recommend anyone go anywhere near the ocean entry without a properly equipped gas mask.
Professor Kenneth Rubin, thank you very much for your expertise and helping us all understand it a little bit better.